Welcome to week 1 of 1 month 1 deck with Mega Absol. First off, I want to thank everyone who voted for this month's deck. As always, week 1 is all about learning the deck starting from the ground up. So I tested both the Mega Kangaskhan build and the Toxtricity build, and after several games, I decided to go with the Toxtricity build for this series. Now, here's the list for week 1, and I'll start by breaking down the core cards. First off is Mega Absol. This is the star of the deck. Mega Absol has two incredibly strong attacks. The first attack instantly KOs the opponent's active Pokemon if it has exactly 60 damage on it. And with two Munkidoris on our bench, we can easily set up that damage. Now, the second attack is the one that we're going to use most often. It does 200 damage, and you get to look at your opponent's hand and discard a card of your choice from their hand. This can easily disrupt your opponent's entire next turn, and it's one of the most oppressive attacks in the format. Now, another core card of the deck is Toxtricity. This is our energy engine. Its ability lets you attach a dark energy from your deck to one of your dark Pokemon on the bench. It does do 20 damage to that Pokemon as well, which can easily set up your Munkidori damage at the same time. Now, and with two Toxtricities on the board and a dark energy in hand, you can instantly power up a Mega Absol, so that way then it can start swinging with its second attack. Now, and Munkidori is another core card of this deck. This lets us heal our Pokemon that we are attaching the energy to, or any Pokemon like Absol that would take a big hit. Since we don't play any Psychic Energy though, we're only running 2 copies of Munkidori. Now, an Unfair Stamp is the A-spec of choice for this deck as well. This is absurd in this deck. The ideal combo is to stamp your opponent down to 2 cards in hand, then swing with Absol's second attack, where you get to choose one of those 2 cards in their hand and discard it, making it so they don't have a chance to really come back during their next turn. You can experiment with other A-specs though. The other ones that I would mention is Secret Box or Prime Catcher, but I think Unfair Stamp is easily the strongest option for this build. Now, and as for tech cards though, we are running 3 really strong ones. We're running Roaring Moon. This is our answer to large HP Pokemon that we need to one-shot right away. Its main attack is going to instantly one-shot the opponent's active, but it deals 200 damage to itself. So make sure you have a Munkidori ready to heal some of that damage off, or Roaring Moon will knock itself out in the process. Now, we are also running Brute Bonnet. It is a very strong single prize attacker for our deck. We mostly use its second attack, which does 50 damage for each damage counter on the opponent's active Pokemon, and between Toxtricity's chip damage that we put onto the Brute Bonnets and everything, and Munkidori being able to move that around, that easily lets us set up massive Brute Bonnet hits, so that way then we can take those key knockouts when we need to. Now, and we also are running a single copy of Budew in the deck. It buys us a turn or 2 if we need to be able to set up using its Itchy Pollen attack. But most importantly is against Gholdengo. It gives us enough time to prepare a second attacker after Absol inevitably gets knocked out. Now, and if you want to try this list for yourself, the deck list is down in the description below. Now let's get into the first game. Alright, so the first game up is going to be a game against Pidgeysard, and they are running the Mega Lopunny engine as well. As for us, we start off with a Mega Absol, and then we top deck into a Yveltal, and then we do have this Artazon, so we can at least get down 1 Toxel. I am debating about just attaching to the Yveltal right now, because I can just do this Ultra Ball real quick. This is going to be able to get me another Toxel if I want it right now. That way then I can try to get 2 set up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get 1 down real quick, then I will do the Lilies just to see if we draw into a second one. We do. That means that this Artazon can now be used for anything else, so I could actually get a Munkidori down. That way then we have everything set up for the following turns. This can be a very tricky matchup because we have to minimize the amount of damage and knockouts that they take, while also maximizing our knockouts and making sure that we're only focusing on the key cards that are going to win them the game. Now, here they are going to put down a Pidgeot, and then they are going to be able to use the Artazon, get down another Charmander before doing a Lily's Determination to see a new hand. They do find a Mega Lopunny here. They do have a Fire Energy on their Pidgey, so all they would need is 1 more energy, and then they could actually swing with that Mega Lopunny this turn. Now in here, they are going to use an Ultra Ball just to get a Charmeleon down. That way then all they have to do is just find a Charizard and they'll be off to the races. Here they are just going to use the Pidgey instead of attacking with Lopunny. That way they can actually get a Oricorio EX down. So now we see they are also running the Mega Charizard X in the deck as well. Now, and as for our turn, our top deck wasn't really that great. I am going to attach return here and then use this Artazon, which is going to be able to get us the Air Balloon that we need, plus a Ultra Ball. That way we can retreat our Mega Absol into the Yveltal. We will be able to retreat lock for a turn, and then we are going to use this Ultra Ball. We will have to get rid of the Roaring Moon, and then probably either the Energy or the Iono, or I could get rid of the Energy Switch. So I decided to get rid of the Energy Switch. It's not really needed here. Get down the Toxtricity, be able to use it right away, and then I'm going to be able to use this Artazon. I could get down the Budew. That way then I'm guaranteed to have another free retreat just in case the Budew matters later on, and then just retreat lock them for a turn. I also could have just grabbed the Munkidori, and that honestly was probably the better decision, is to grab the Munkidori instead of the Budew, since we already have an Air Balloon on our Mega Absol. Now in here, our opponent is going to start their turn off using this Dawn. This is going to be able to find them a basic, a stage 1, and a stage 2. Most importantly, they will be able to find their Charizard off this. They also could have just found a Pidgeot EX, but for some reason they just chose the Charizard instead. Now in here, they are going to play that down, setting it up along with setting up a Charmander, and they won't be able to attack this turn. We do have a boss in our hand, so that way then we can be the first aggressors into the Charizard, and that's probably what I'm going to do. So first, I am going to put down a Dark Energy onto our Munkidori so its ability is active before using Toxtricity to get the final energy on our Absol. Now I am going to go into that Mega Absol, use the Munkidori to move damage over to the Pidgey, take a knockout still this turn, get a prize, and we're fine with just taking this single knockout because they're not going to be able to one-shot our Mega Absol. Now in here, they do throw the Oricorio up because they wanted us to take a knockout on that so they can one-shot our Mega Absol, but because we have the boss, we're able to look at their hand, deal 200 damage, take this counter catcher that they could use to get rid of our Toxtricity or our Munkidori. That way then they have to deal damage to our Absol or find a Pidgeot to be able to search out another boss or counter catcher if they want to go after something else. Here they do have the Jet Energy, so they can actually go into the Mega Lopunny, be able to swing for 230 damage, putting us at only 40 HP left on our Absol. We are at a full bench right now, so that is a little bit worrisome, so we are going to use this Lillie's Determination. We do find a second Toxtricity, which is very nice here. Now, and we are going to set up some damage, and we're going to put it on this Mega Lopunny. Now, and that damage being put on the Lopunny doesn't really matter. We could have actually just put it on the Charmander instead, or on that Pidgeot to be able to guarantee that we can one-shot those if we need to later on. Now in here, we are just going to take their Super Rod out of their hand and deal 200 damage to their Mega Lopunny, making it able to be one-shot at any other time. Now in here, they are just going to retreat into their Charizard. It is a very easy 3-prize turn for them, and they are going to use Dawn here. They only find a Baneri, so most likely they prize their Pidgeots, and then they are going to swing for 210 damage, taking the 3-prize knockout. We are going to throw the Yveltal up, and then our hand is really nice right now. I'm using this Artazon just to make sure that we have another Mega Absol in the deck and make sure that I have at least 2 energy in the deck as well. And we see that we have everything that we need, so we will be using this Nest Ball, getting down that Mega Absol, throwing the Bravery Charm on it, using double Toxtricity right away. So now that's 2 out of the 3 energy that we need. We're going to use the Arven to get our final energy switch out of our deck, since our Night Stretcher and our first copy are both in the discard. That way we can actually move this energy off of the Yveltal onto the Mega Absol, and then we will be able to swing using the Absol this turn. Now, and we are just going to start throwing some damage onto that Charmander now, and then using this Unfair Stamp, putting them down to 2 cards, us up to 5. We get a boss off that too, which is amazing. We also have a counter catcher, but we don't need it. We are going to deal 200 damage, take the knockout, and take their Iono out of their hand, leaving them just with a Charmeleon. Now in here, they are going to throw up the Pidgeot, and they only have a Charmeleon in whatever card they drew for turn, and they're going to have to be able to deal with this Mega Absol, otherwise we have game next turn. Now in here, they are just going to go into the Oricorio and then put down the Charmeleon. This way they can try to set up in case they can live another turn. Personally, I think they should have just given the Charmander up instead, because now it just means that if we do knock out this Oricorio, then all we have to do is just knock out the Charmander for game. Alright, so game number 2, it looks like it's another Mega Lopunny deck using the Dunsparce engine, but it's actually something way more dangerous and much more spicy running this Lopunny engine. So as you now see, they're running Abra, so this is an Alakazam deck, and they're actually running the Mega Lopunny engine as just another way of taking a big knockout in the late game if they need to, or early game as well. Now our start is pretty good, our opponent's start is amazing. Our start having a Budew in the active means that during our turn, we will be able to Itchy Pollen item lock them for a turn to give us some time to set up. And then our hand, we do have this Artazon first, so we will get down a Toxel. Then we do have a Nest Ball, which can get down a second copy of Toxel. And then we have an energy that we can attach to Absol for turn before attacking with Budew. We don't want to Iono just yet. We only run a couple copies of Iono, so I really want to hold on to those. Those plus our A-Spec are going to be very important in this matchup if we want to win. So here during our opponent's turn, they do have the Hilda, so they will be able to grab the Lopunny plus a Jet Energy. That way then they can at least take a knockout this turn on the Budew, and forcing us to throw one of our Toxels up into the active. Now in here during our turn, we do still have this Iono. We actually top deck another energy, and then we do have a Ultra Ball as well. So I'm not sure right away if it's the right decision to get rid of this counter catcher plus the Roaring Moon, but I decide to do it anyway. That way then we can at least get a Toxtricity down that could give us the option of being able to swing this turn if we can find a way to get this other Toxel out of the active. Now we are going to use this Iono because we need more cards. We do find a Pecharunt and we do find a Air Balloon as well. We are going to grab this Yveltal and then throw down the Air Balloon onto the Toxel in the active before using Toxtricity on our bench to actually power up our Mega Absol. Here we are going to just free retreat that Toxel into the Mega Absol, be able to swing for 200 damage onto this Mega Lopunny, and then we will be just taking this Hilda. Now, and usually in the Alakazam matchup, you really don't want to go into your Absols because they're just a 3-prize liability, because it's going to be fairly easy for them to get up to the 14 cards in hand to take a one-shot on an Absol. But we had to because we started it, and they are running the Mega Lopunny engine, so we needed to have an answer for that. We do run Brute Bonnet, but it just doesn't do enough damage fast enough to be able to take that knockout either. We also had the Roaring Moon as well that we could have went into, but again, that's just a 2-prize liability, and we already started with a 3-prizer on the field. Now in here, our opponent is able to get into an Alakazam this turn, and they could actually swing with it, but it's only doing 160 damage right now. So here they are going to use this Artazon, get down another Dunsparce, and now they are going to have to retreat this Mega Lopunny, otherwise we're just going to take 3 prizes, which is going to be very bad for them. Now they do have a switch to be able to move the Alakazam up, then they do put a Battle Stadium down before attacking us for 120. I am actually going to go into another Mega Absol this game, because I can knock out that Mega Lopunny this turn, or I could just knock out this Alakazam as well, meaning that they can't easily use Lopunny, or if they do, we will be able to just go straight into another Absol and take that 3-prize knockout next turn. And that's what I'm really debating about right now, is which one is the better one to get rid of. Ultimately, I decide let's just get rid of this Alakazam, save the boss for a later turn, and then I am going to just get rid of this Rare Candy right now as well. Hopefully they can't find another rare candy to get into another Alakazam to actually take the knockout. Now in here, they are just going to throw this Abra up before playing down a Dunsparce. They can easily use the Abra's ability to be able to put itself back into the deck to move the Mega Lopunny up to take a knockout, but because they know that we are setting up a second Absol, they're probably not going to want to do that. Here they are just going to play out a Kadabra over that Abra, be able to draw a couple more cards, get down a Baneri, get another Dunsparce, put that down as well, and now they will actually be going into the switch, taking the knockout, taking 3 prizes, going down to 2, and they know that next turn we will be doing the exact same thing. Here we are just going to put the Toxel up first, see what we draw. We draw into a Bravery Charm, which is really nice. We also have the Dark Energy in hand to attach for turns. We don't have to use the Toxtricity, and then we will be just retreating into the Mega Absol. Now, we could look and just use the Toxtricity right now, be able to put an energy either on itself or on the Yveltal. I am going to put it on itself. Now, we are going to swing here, taking the knockout, and their hand is super scary. So they have a double boss, they have double Alakazam, so we're going to take one of the Alakazams, making it a little bit harder later in the game for them, and then taking those 3 prizes. We do find an Arven, which is huge, and you'll see why in the next turn. Here they are going to put down this Alakazam. One of the saving graces that we have is that we had that Bravery Charm to be able to put onto our Mega Absol, making it 310 HP right now because it does have 20 damage. That means that they need 16 cards in hand, which is still something that's fairly easy for them to do, but that is the thing that we are trying to hope that they can't reach. Now, in here, they are going to use that Dunsparce, go up to 12 cards in hand. They could play down another Dunsparce here and put down a Kadabra as well. That would draw them quite a few cards. They are going to use that Great Ball. They find another Dunsparce, put that down. They go down to 11 cards. They still need 5 more cards to take the knockout. They're taking their time thinking the plays through, so I'm pretty sure that they don't have the cards that they need in order to take this key knockout this turn, so they're going to have to rely on just knocking out something else instead. And that's exactly what they do. They use a boss's orders. They will be able to get rid of this Toxtricity here, but first they will be going and using a Buddy-Buddy Poffin to get down another Dunsparce. Now then, we are going to be able to take a big knockout here, and because they took a knockout last turn on a Toxtricity, they actually turned something on this turn for us that's going to be a game-winning card. First, we're going to use this Super Rod. We're going to put some Dark Energy back into the deck. Then we will use this Arven, get our Ace spec, and be able to grab whatever else, it doesn't matter. Put down that Air Balloon onto the Munkidori, use our Ace spec, put them down to 2 cards in hand. We do get the Dark Energy to be able to put onto the Munkidori. We will be moving this damage over onto their Alakazam as well, and then just taking the knockout, taking the boss out of their hand as well, leaving them with just a counter catcher. We go down to 1 prize card. They have no attackers, so the writing is on the wall. They are going to concede, and we win that game. Alright, so here are my thoughts after 1 week with Mega Absol. I'm honestly very impressed with this deck. The deck is super strong, explosive, and surprisingly flexible. It's easy to pick up, but it also has plenty of tricky decision making and skill-intensive moments as well, which makes it really fun to pilot. Be sure to tune in next week, because that will be our first tournament run with Mega Absol. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.